Hey everybody, it's Coach.
And Mrs. Coach.
This is Coach Cast TV, and today we have some more Black Sabbath. Mm-hmm. Except we kind of don't.
What do you mean, kind of don't?
Well, we're doing Heaven and Hell today. Mm-hmm. Kind of like us.
Yep.
We'll let you choose which one is which.
I'm heaven, and of course you're hell.
I've raised a little in my time. But back to the subject at hand, we are doing Black Sabbath today for the very, very first time without Ozzy.
Aww.
And this will be with Dio, the lead singer. And I believe I heard some Dio back in the day, not Black Sabbath. Mm-hmm. And but I don't really recall it. It was never anything that made an impression on me that I wanted to seek out more. But anyway, we're going to find out what this is all about. So Heaven and Hell coming up next. Mm-hmm. All right. We're doing the lyric video.
Okay.
And this is a 7-minute song. So we'll see what it's all about.
Okay.
Well, I have to say that I like this.
I like it too, but it seems to be so different without Ozzy.
Yeah, it does.
It's got a different feel. Not to take anything away from either side of this. This is more mellow. Not Ozzy's voice is distinct, and if we listened to Black Sabbath with Ozzy first, I think in my mind I'm like, that's not Ozzy, so it's not Black Sabbath. Right. But it is Black Sabbath, just not with Ozzy.
Yeah, and you know, I don't really know the story as to why Ozzy left. I know he did solo stuff that we're familiar with from the 80s and so forth, but I don't know if he was pushed out or if he chose to leave. I don't know the story behind that. I have a fondness already, even though we're still relatively new to this group's music. I have a fondness for his voice, and I like Black Sabbath with him. But I don't want to take anything away from this. I do believe that it sounds good, and the instruments they still have that deep driving sound that is Black Sabbath to me. I mean, the other three guys in the group, I assume, are still in the group here. And, you know, it doesn't sound bad.
I like his voice. I do. And everything. It's just odd not hearing Black Sabbath without Ozzy.
Yep,
I mean, it's
agree.
really odd. I just have to wrap my head around
Yeah.
both of them. Okay.
Well, I have an observation. To me, this does seem more 80s. It seems a little... I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it does seem to me to take on an 80s sound more so than a 70s sound. And it, with like their harmonies that you hear there in a few places, it sounds a little more polished. It sounds like maybe, obviously, there was better technology at the time than when they did some of their early 70s stuff that we've heard. It does seem... I don't know. I'm not saying I like it better, because I honestly think I like Ozzy's era better. But I don't dislike this at all. And I do think that I understand why they would have chosen him as a vocalist. Because he's not a bad vocalist at all.
No, this is something I would have listened to. That's seriously, when I was younger, this is something I would have listened to, because it seems it's a little bit less harsher than with Ozzy's voice. Ozzy's voice has it's a distinct sound that I've never heard anybody like it, and probably never will. But Black Sabbath, it just shows that the group can change lead singers and still have good songs.
The music is good.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I just can't get away from this. Almost sounds a little more sterilized, like for the radio. And I don't know, was this played on the radio? I don't have any idea. I didn't hear it, but Maybe it was. I just feel like this has that 80s kind of, hey, we're going to try to appeal to mainstream sound, and their early stuff didn't have that as much.
The early stuff was more distinct.
Right. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if this is part of the original song or something the lyric channel added. I assume it's part of the original. It's kind of a interesting way to finish a hard-hitting song. Yeah, that was interesting. I will stick to my thought that this very much sounded to me a little more radio ready 80s. They still killed the guitar. I mean, it was a good song. To me, this didn't seem drastically different than a lot of the groups I listened to in the 80s. It seemed like it would fit firmly within that. Whereas to me, earlier Black Sabbath seems different. It seemed to stand out. And this is just like another 80s radio song that you would listen to along with 20 other bands. It wasn't a standout in it yet, and I don't say that to say it was a bad song, because it wasn't. I liked it. It just didn't seem to have that something special that set it apart like early Black Sabbath, and that's just my opinion.
You said hard-hitting. I didn't consider this song hard-hitting. I considered this song very mellow.
Well, there was a lot of good guitar and drums and bass.
I get that, but it was still mellowed down, considering if you go back and, go back to the first Black Sabbath we listened to, this is more of a kind of even-keeled song. Beautifully written. I love the lyrics. Absolutely love the lyrics. It's just, it's hard to wrap your head around this as Black Sabbath.
And your reaction is exactly why I think this was a sterilized song to appeal to the masses. I don't think this, and their 70s stuff, or at least the early stuff we heard, is not like that at all. This is a mass market type of, hey, we're going to try to appeal to a bigger audience kind of sound to me. And maybe I'm wrong, but it's what it sounds like to me. And I think your reaction, though, proves that.
Well, I mean, this right here, I would not have equated it to be Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Ozzy, when he did the songs, the earlier ones we listened to, his message was there. It had its own dynamic. And, I mean, The Wizard and, the other songs we listened to, I love those. I would have never thought that was Black Sabbath. But now I can say I would have never thought this was Black Sabbath either.
Right. Well,
wow.
This is interesting. Again, I liked the song. It just was different, a lot different in a lot of ways, I think. And some of it's just the separation of the early 70s versus the early 80s, I guess. Well, I'm glad you guys suggested this. This was a good experiment to see what they sounded like a little later.
With a different lead singer.
Yep.
It's amazing you can change lead singers and kind of change the dynamic of a band.
Yeah.
You know, most people, you know, if you change a lead singer, you try to get something that's almost like the original lead singer so it doesn't cause a problem. But both of Black Sabbath, it's hard to choose which, but I do like Ozzy.
Yeah.
And that's odd coming from me. I do like Ozzy, the earlier stuff, kind of better. I do. Yeah. I have to say that. I like The Wizard. The Wizard is a great song.
Yep, for sure. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. This was a fun listen and very interesting. So, in any case, please throw a thumbs up on the video. Let us know a little bit more content that you'd like to hear from Black Sabbath. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
And ring that bell.
We'll see you next time on CoachCast TV.